Hello, what's up and what's happening? Welcome back to the channel. Today we got the Green Bay Packers franchise. We got to head to the off season, man. We finished 8-8. We started off the year though 3-2. We lost our first game, won our second, lost our third, and won versus the Giants and the Titans in week 5 and 4. Then a 4-game slide. Lost to Detroit, lost to Dallas, lost to Washington, had a bye week, came back and lost to those Vikings. And we beat the Texans, beat the Rams. And we were so close to beating the Eagles, but the Eagles beat us by 3. They started to build the coffin, and then Minnesota hammered that coffin shut. They nailed it shut, and it was all she wrote after that. So we go 8-8. But we did fight hard. We played to win the game, and we tried to win every single game to try to back our way into a playoff spot. Brett Favre, 26 touchdowns, 17 interceptions, exactly 3,900 yards passing. Ahman Green, 295 carries for 1,083 yards, 13 rushing touchdowns. Those rushing touchdowns should have him in the top 5 in that category. Donald Driver, 69 receptions for 1,272 yards, averaging 18.4 yards a reception, plus a handful of touchdowns. So I'm about 10 of those things, 5 for each hand. And then 7.5 sacks for Jackson Campman with 6. Baja Bilamila, he had a handful of sacks as well. Harris, Sharper, McKenzie, and Sehorn led our team in deflected passes. And then Sharper with 9 interceptions, Sehorn with 5, Al Harris with 4, Nick Barnett with 4 as well. Joey Harrington, he is who we thought he was coming out of Oregon. He has the highest quarterback rating. He's top 10 and I believe top 10, maybe not exactly top 10 in yardage. Peyton Manning was tops in yards. McNair top in touchdowns, followed by Joey Harrington. Alexander, he is your rushing king with 1502 to lead the NFL. He also had a long of 73 and 14 touchdowns. But Edgerrin James, out of Miami, 15 rushing touchdowns for him. Corey Dillon is third, tied with Ahman Green. You feel me? Randy Moss, the big boss, 85 receptions to lead the league. But the most yards goes to our very own Donald Driver. 1,272 is the most in the NFL. 10 touchdowns. Has him tied for third with Randy Moss, Joe Horn, Rodgers of those Detroit Lions. But it was the former teammates, Musa Muhammad and Steve Smith, on top with touchdowns. Simeon Rice, 18 sacks to lead the league. Ray Lewis was 16 and a half. Where a middle linebacker? I mean, hey, I'm not hating. I'm just surprised. Then you got Wesley and Bailey breaking up the Packers fest when it comes to most passes deflected. Taylor rolling back the hands of time. Hall rolling back the hands of time as well, or stepping into a new frame of time with him having, the second most interceptions in the season, in the whole league. There goes our man, Javon Walker. He had 5 catches, 80 yards, 2 touchdowns. Wanted to highlight that. And then the bus put on the snow tires, and he's going to run over all those Bills as he heads to the end zone. Touchdown Steelers, and they win their last game. 10-6 should have them in the postseason. The Ravens, the rivals, you're not going to outdo us. We could play in the snow as well, but they're playing the Miami Dolphins. Dolphins aren't built for the snow, okay? They're just not. 24-20, the Dolphins would lose that ball game. So Bills, Colts, Steelers, Chiefs, Patriots, Jets, those are your playoff teams. And then outside looking in, the Raiders, Titans at 8-8. So that sucks for them. Seahawks, top seed in the NFC, followed by the Giants, Falcons, Lions, Saints, Eagles, oh my, and the Vikings at 10-6. Rip your heart out. Missed the postseason altogether at 10-6. Doesn't happen too often, but it does happen when you're a double-digit win team and you miss the postseason. And it really doesn't happen in this game too much, but it does. And it just did. Donovan McNabb is your league MVP. 39-62 through the air, 28 touchdowns. Your offensive player of the year goes to Brett Favre. Hey, I'm feeling it. I like it. Brett Favre, get your trophies up. Hopefully we can get that Lombardi. Adam Archuleta, defensive player of the year, with 121 tackles, 4.5 sacks, 8 interceptions, 2 forced fumbles. Felipe, your offensive rookie of the year. Love to see it. 2,700 yards passing, 15 touchdowns. DJ Williams, 105 tackles, 4 sacks, 1 interception, 3 forced fumbles, and a defensive TD for the Miami Hurricane. And, of course, Shaun Alexander is your rushing champion. the rushing title goes to Mr. Sean Alexander out of Alabama. Wild card weekend, you got the Chiefs, you got the New England Patriots, and it will be the Patriots beating the Chiefs, the Jets over the Pittsburgh Steelers, Atlanta over New Orleans, and the New York G-Men over those Philadelphia Eagles. Divisional round, we got the New York Jets beating Buffalo, Indianapolis over New England, Atlanta over Seattle, and those New York Giants over those Detroit Lions. Could it be Eli and Peyton in the Super Bowl, although Eli is a backup? Or will it be the Jets versus the Falcons or some other variation? And it is going to be a New York Super Bowl. The Jets beat the Colts. The G-Men beat the Falcons. It's the New York Super Bowl we all were hoping for. Maybe you weren't. Maybe I was. I don't think I ever cared. But 21-10, the New York Jets beat the New York Giants in the Super Bowl. And Santana Moss, the greatest game of all time, 65 receptions, 1,000 yards. Obviously, these are his regular season numbers. Would have been nice to see what he was able to do in the postseason. And I know this game is old, and there's no reason to really critique an old game and wish it would have done this or whatever. But I would have liked it if all the postseason games had highlights. Because you get those 3 in the regular season, I think you should get all 4 wild card game highlights. You should get all divisional round highlights, championship game highlight, and then the Super Bowl highlight. You don't even get a Sports Center recap for the Super Bowl. So again, don't like to try to rewrite history with these games. Well, this game sucks because of this and that. A game's been around for 25 years, and people can still play it and have fun. It is a great game. It is a classic. It is a legend. But just throwing my 2 cents out there. So we all know about the draft bug. They only take halfbacks, quarterbacks, left or tackles, left or right, and defensive ends. So I'm going to allow, not the computer to draft for us, but I'm going to allow my scouting department to spit out those, like, I think 5 or 6 names. I'm going to pick somebody from those names just to try to keep it computer on computer, if that makes sense. So we will lose 2 guys to retirement. Doug Peterson, he is going to retire. Maybe he'll be a okay, good, maybe great coach. Rod Woodson, another notable retiree at 91 overall. Jerry Rice gonna hang it up. He finishes this season with 61 receptions, 769 yards, and 6 TDs. Shannon Sharp, as a Chicago Bear, actually had a pretty good game versus us, our first meeting, but did not play the whole season. Emmitt Smith, he's going to call it a career as well at 74 overall, just 461 yards. I mean, total, just above 700 yards. And he signed a pretty big contract to play for the Arizona Cardinals. Doug Flutie going to hang it up as well, representing those San Diego Superchargers. Then a surprise, Travis Minor, only been in the league for 5 years, been backing up Ricky Williams for the majority of that time, but he is going to call it a career here as well. And Curtis Martin going to ride off into the sunset with a Super Bowl trophy and over 12,000 yards rushing for his career at 78 overall. Now, in my Madden series, I come up with rules for free agency just because the salary cap is crazy in that. Not so much here. You don't really need too many rules here in 2K5. You need to pray and hope that you have enough money to sign everybody because they will not let you start a season. Now, Madden won't let you start a season either, but it's a lot easier to avoid that. And this, you really have to be meticulous and think about contracts. Now, this is the contract that he wants, and I'm going to go off of that and then try to adjust it in my own way. So Tim Couch wants to stick around for the next 6 years to be my backup. Go ahead, do your thing. Rivera, I'm not sure this contract works for us. Bubba Franks wanted a little bit more money. I'm going to start off at $17.50. He will accept that. You can be a Packer for the next handful of years. Al Harris declines our first offer. He wanted a longer deal at 7 years. I was like, I'm not doing that. Let's do 3 years. You know what I'm saying? You've been in the league for 8. He will accept 5.2 over the next 3 seasons. Najee Davenport, looking for a 2-year deal. I'm going to give him 1.57. He accepts, and we still have money to play with. In my opinion, you kind of have to have around $7 million before the draft. That's my opinion. I could be wrong. We're at 7.1. I looked to see what these guys wanted. Left end, not going to happen. Ferguson, not going to happen. Campman, also not going to happen. Jason Sehorn, he wanted like 1.5 mil. Like that, not going to happen. We just can't afford y'all. We just can't afford to keep you guys on the roster. Although y'all played very, very well for us. And Amon Green, he's going to need a contract after our next season. So Matt Light, he's out there. Jason Sehorn, obviously. Rivera, he's out there. Joey Galloway, all kinds of speed, and the contract isn't like crazy, but again, I just feel like we got to have at least around 7 mil just in case people get hurt. You got to sign people during the regular season. Brett Favre is the highest paid guy. He's not going nowhere. Sharper, I did spin the wheels on trading him. And Amon Green, I spun the wheels, but I feel like I need a good running back because I'm not the best at running the ball in this game. However, if I had a worse running back, would things get worse or better? Like, who knows? Anyways, Rodgers, he's out there as well. So this is our team needs. We need at least one more quarterback, at least two more receivers. Looking at this, defensive back is kind of weird. Free safety, we only have one. Strong safety, we only have one. But we do have 7 corners, and I think they would just move a corner. Because they kind of want you to be close to 54 players on your roster and be below the salary cap to start the next season. So, hey, we're going to see what happens. So, we're going to forgo for free agency. We're not going to do anything there. When it comes to the combine, I decided to scout only the guys whose era was going up to see because I'm not that good at scouting. And I'm going to be honest, I did not realize it went in alphabetical order. I thought those were the top guys, just like it is in Madden. So, just, been playing Madden for so long. 2K I've always dabbled in. But, yeah, so I know now. So, again, we're just going to go with these guys. Mel Kiper, he said Strickland was a guy for us, so we may go with that. And Strickland, why don't you come on down? He ran a 4.940 at 6'1", 301 pounds, 125 tackles, 32 sacks, 39 TFLs. Then we got Stone. And Stone looks pretty good. He ran a 4.36 at 6'1", 178. So good height. Maybe not the biggest body guy, but 6'1" is a good size for a receiver. Bench press was at 22. I'm intrigued. And then we got Ramos. Javier Ramos. Big guard. 12 sacks allowed, 120 pancakes. 10 times as many pancakes as sacks. He stays at the International House of Pancakes. Why don't you come on down and be a Packer? And then Nunez, another receiver. And I'm like, I'll mess with it. 6'2", 222 pounds, 4.4 speed, 6,400 yards at Clemson. And again, this is before the portal, so this is at Clemson. And then 46 TDs on top of that. Yeah, why don't you come and be a Packer as well? Look at that. We drafted 2 receivers, not in the first round, but we drafted 2 receivers here. And then Arnold, some guy that we did scout, but it really doesn't matter because I'm going to just go with what my scouts say. Except for pick round number 6. Round number 6, I feel like we need an outside linebacker. He was not on the list, but I'm going to go with Chapman. I feel like at this point in the draft, I can do my own thing, and it's not going to throw things off too much. You might have your own way of playing this. I kind of want to mimic what the CPU does just a little bit. Don't want to take advantage of things. So when it comes to quarterback, though, round number 7, this is our Mr. Relevant, not the league's Mr. Relevant, but ours. I was looking at GPA and 40 times and bench press for like if this guy's an athlete, big arm, is he smart, and so on and so forth. Then I looked at my BlackBerry, and they have Willie Neal. And Willie Neal, he looks okay. 4.7 speed at quarterback's not bad. 6'5", 206. 11 bench press, so I was kind of worried about his arm strength. A vertical jump 20. You know what I mean? He's not a great athlete, but a decent GPA 3.7 or some 3.9s. We're gonna let him come to town. Willie Neal, round number 7. I'm a Niner fan, so you know I love me some Brock Purdy. Ramos is 73 overall. We got him in the 3rd round, 73 overall guard. Hopefully he can lead the way for years to come for Amon Green or for whoever's back there. And then Strickland, he's 66 overall. So again, pretty good. Nunez, 66 overall. Willie Neal, 66 overall. A lot of times when I pick, guys would be like low 60s, high 50s, not good. Arnold, 65 overall, another guard. Both guards look good. And then Chapman, my own really original pick, 63 overall, so I can draft a little bit. And then Stone, who we got in the second round, is the lowest overall rookie at 58 overall. It is what it is, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. Preseason action, we're going to simulate the preseason. Miami is going to take the L versus the Green Bay Packers. I'm hoping that our rookies played well. I'm hoping that everybody plays well. I hope that everybody looked darn good. Now we got to have a bye week in the preseason, and then we take on the Indianapolis Colts, and we beat them. And then the classic divisional matchup in the preseason, as we take on the Detroit Lions, and we beat them 21-9. Detroit's overrated. They made it to the playoffs. They won the division last year, but they're clearly overrated. And then Jacksonville, they would have handed us our only preseason loss, and Jacksonville goes 4-0. The Colts go 0-4 in the preseason. All right. So moving on, these are our team needs. We need one more defensive end, one more tight end, one more inside linebacker, and we need one more free safety, one more strong safety. Now, last year we played with 2 tight ends, so I think that's okay. Defensive end, just 3, that's not a good look. So we will do the classic Packers to Bears trade, but it's Ford, who's like a 40 overall receiver for a 40 overall safety, and Dennis. Let's just make that trade just to boost the secondary, if that even counts. But again, we have like 7 cornerbacks, so I think it's not that big of a deal. It said that I could start the season, but I knew I wanted to make some trades. And then we have Davis, 10-year vet at center. He's like 50-something overall. Gonna trade him to West. He is like 50-something overall, strong safety. We get a 5th and a 6th. They get our 4th. So a pretty even trade, but we do get an extra draft pick. And the way we saw our draft, drafting might be the key to success. Right, Green Bay? Yeah, it might be the key to success. Although we would like to make a splash in free agency. So if you saw, our guys got even better. Strickland's now up to 69. Then you had Ramos up to 83. Our 2 receivers got upgraded as well. And then Neal is 71 overall. So, hey, I'm excited. And I think Arnold, our other guard, was up to like 70, low 70s. So our draft picks look to be working out. I know it's just preseason. Who knows how this thing's going to play out. But I'm very, very excited. Hopefully you guys are as well. First, going to be versus those the Bears, that's who. Then we got to take on the Super Bowl champion New York Jets, those Patriots. We already beat the Dolphins in the preseason. Then we finish off the year versus those Bears, the Bears, and that's going to do it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I do hope that the rest of your day is the best of the day. Too many to get my friends. Peace, love. Hot sauce.